Highest Self, what is it you'd like to share with me today? We would like to thank you for this connection and deepening our relationship, as we are happy to provide some guidance, as the vessel always sets the intention prior to recording, of connecting, being able to have the awareness to hear us and to see us. And of course share some of our wisdom as we continue developing this relationship and bettering this connection. As your now present moment moves forward, you will continue to gain our awareness and have the presence to have the understanding to see us and to hear us. As we've stated in prior teachings or get-togethers, what each and every one of you desires in regards to connection and to better understand the truth, the way of all that is, the very understanding of the nature of this experience and the experience of all will be unveiled, will be revealed, will be shared, will be remembered. And so, holding that knowing that this is the truth that will be revealed to each and every individual in this expression of the physical experience, will have the understanding that is needed to answer the questions that you are seeking. Each and every one of you will have that remembrance revealed to you in the time that is best for you. Some of you have picked this, and some of you had other missions to come, and this is just simply a byproduct of the mission that you have come to do, each and every one of you. But moving forward, as time continues to progress, you will continue to see more of us, have the awareness, whether that is continued or momentarily brought to your attention, the awareness of us in the non-physical. It will continue to happen and continue to ramp up until your belief system shift, the collective belief system shifts in the understanding that you are more than just your physical body, and you are not a participant of just experiencing the external. You also have an infinite, eternal, internal portion of who you are. And although these things may be perceived as challenging to comprehend, the more that you reflect internally, the easier this understanding and the ability for your awareness to be present unfolds. Take this time to enjoy this experience, as moving forward, due to the very nature of us ramping our ability for each and every one of you to perceive the non-physical. Some of you who are very tied into the old, the non-serving aspects of the collective and the individual, this will be a challenging time for the human. And so this vessel and many others like this vessel have come to be the change bringers, to be the individuals who hold the frequency, who anchor in the understanding of unconditional love and grace, have come to be the embodiment of this and then amplify this outwardly to all others that come into the vessel and those like the vessel's presence. So rejoice in this now moment. As the vessel has said multiple times, there is a sense of beauty in the phrase of ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. So take that opportunity to enjoy this now present moment, even though many of you are struggling in itself in this now present moment. Understand that as we ramp these energies up here in the future now present moments, that for some this may become more challenging if you have a belief of it's hard to let go, or it's hard to release what is no longer serving. As the vessel says these words, himself, the vessel, at times does struggle this with different aspects. So we do not want to diminish the challenge that you've set forward for yourself to overcome. As each challenge is an opportunity or a catalyst for the change that you are seeking. So take pride in understanding that these are challenging times for the human aspects, but know that you are capable of much, much more, and you are capable of overcoming the challenges that you set forward for yourself. Please understand that you are never alone. You have guidance always. Whether you choose to ignore us or not is always up to you. And some of you are saying, hey, I don't want to ignore. I want the guidance, but I'm not receiving the signs or hearing the guidance being received. And we understand that this, for some, even though many of you have come and overcome these challenges of having the illusion of separation, understand that you've overcome these obstacles before and you can do it again. But as the vessel will share his story in the future moments of the now present moment, know that he himself had challenges with receiving guidance. And we'll keep the story brief, but at a time when he was younger, he had a near-death experience. And what this allowed him to overcome was that his human aspect was so afraid of letting go, of releasing, and allowing whatever it is that needs to unfold, that he created a very large wall, a very tight grasp on the understanding of controlling everything. And as each and every one of you know, that is not something the human aspect of you, the human expression of you, is meant to do. The capabilities to do this were not part of the understanding of coming here. So it has taken many years, many years, roughly 14-ish, give or take, the vessel is stating, to relinquish that expression of holding on to that of which you are not meant to. And so within the last year and a half, give or take, the vessel had to learn how to release control of which are not meant to be controlled. Understand that all is working in your favor and not working against your favor. Right, working towards the growth and understanding and expansion of your awareness, thus allowing the capabilities of the remembrance of all that you are to settle in, and from there moving forward, just experiencing the human aspect. And many of you, like this vessel, are coming in to anchor that grace and unconditional love to everyone else who has struggled with the releasing or the letting go of which is not serving you any longer. This is all we have to share for now. We thank you for this connection. We know the vessel has questions. Please go ahead. Hi, Self. I would like to know what are my fears that I need to be aware of, and how do I face them to let them go, to release them. We would state at this time, fears are and can be changing. The foundation of what fear is just the opposite, we would say, of unconditional love, meaning the absence of that unconditional love. We would like to state for clarity that there is never a true disconnect or severance from unconditional love. And we know some of you are saying that is hard to comprehend. So we will give an analogy. We can go ahead. We're giving the analogy of in the ocean. And we know at the surface of the ocean, you can see in, and it looks dark. Right? It looks dark when you're on the outside looking in. But when you are a part of that body of water, you are always part of the ocean. And you may not see it because it seems dark. It seems like there's a disconnect. But if we just shine a little bit of light, you will see that you are connected to everything around you. Just as liquids stick together, so does the very understanding of God, of all that is, of Source. Whatever label allows you to comprehend this at this now moment.
This is a reminder. Check your mood. If it's out of whack, ask what you need to get it in check. Hold joy and love in your heart. This is a reminder. Check your mood. If it's out of whack, ask what you need to get it in check. Hold joy and love in your heart.
Thank you. As you can see by this analogy, even in the darkest of moments where it looks or feels like there is complete separation, it is but an illusion. So take solace in knowing that you are always connected, and even in your darkest moments where you feel alone, you can always ask for guidance. So to answer the question the vessel stated forward, understanding fear when you have it, give grace to the ego, as the ego is generally the one placing the label of this is fearful or this is not. Whether it be a present moment experience or through experiences of the vessel's past. Come into that understanding. Bring love to that. Bring awareness that you are an eternal being, and thus you cannot simply stop existing. And as moving forward for the vessel, we would state when you feel those moments of fear, if you have the opportunity to log what was situation that stemmed the fear in the present moment, and then write down what was fearful for you. See if you can reflect upon where that stems from. And then if you bring the awareness of love to the ego, we are safe, we are loved, we are eternal. This will help build the reps, as the vessel would say, the repetition, the reprogramming of the fear-based attachment that the ego has put in place, most of which has been fed to you. None of these in the now present moment. Very few of you have had experiences as the vessel that you are currently to really hone in the fear. right? There's been a lot of imagination that has been created for fear. And some of you have been in war-torn experiences, and those are situations that would develop more training, more repetition, more grace and love to reprogram those experiences. But understanding that you are eternal, that you are loved, this will help bring some ease to the ego in this human aspect, or human expression of which you are. That is all we would like to share at this time. Highest Self, I recently watched a teaching of the teacher expressing how moving forward the frequencies that are attached to colors and vice versa have deeper meanings. Excuse me. And so my question is to better understand the colors that I'm seeing, so that way I can build a better relationship and understanding with them. Yes, colors are attached or coexist with different frequencies. And so the vessel currently very often sees an emerald green. And so this is representative of many things. And so to bring clarity for the vessel and of those in the future who receive these videos and say, hey, I see this also, understand that this is your heart chakra or heart area. And we would say for the vessel, this is the openness initially that we brought forward for the vessel to understand that this is an expansion. This is the awareness of the expansion of the human aspect, connecting with the spiritual realms, and also an understanding of opening one's heart. Those go hand in hand. We would also state that is a loving expression, the very loving expression of life, of the very energies that are nature and nature's ability to overcome and thrive for the expansion of life. It is life source energy. So as you see, the vessel outside of his home is surrounded by trees and nature. And you can see life always finds a way to thrive, no matter the environment. So understand this, that there's many representations of different colors, and those can go hand in hand with the frequency of the emotional state that the individual is in. So take time to understand this. Feel the emotion, understand the color that is being expressed at that present moment. And if there's any confusion, please ask for guidance and understanding. There's other colors that the vessel currently sees. There is a warm, loving pink energy. And many times this energy has come forward as the divine feminine. And so understanding this is also often coincides with the heart chakra, as divine feminine love is an expression of the life force energy of all that is, being a nurturing energy, right? If you think of a mother figure in your physical expression, those who have been called to the opportunity of a mother and nurturing a child to the best of one's ability allows that vibrance of loving energy, the heart chakra, life force energy to come through. But there's also many representations of the divine feminine. There's also energies of violet and of different shades of blue. And each of these will be different for individuals based on your emotional state, based on your understanding, based on your ability to receive the guidance that you are seeking. And some of you will see different diamond-shaped expressions of light. Some may be silver, some may be white, some may be green or blue, or many different shades. And so anything that is received for you, we would always state to understand discernment, or the judgment in regards to, does this feel like it is for my highest and greatest good, or is it not? Is it connection or in alignment with love, unconditional love, or is it not? And this will help you understand that of which you're connecting with. But as the vessel continues onward, we will break down these different colors and what they mean for the vessel and what they can mean for you. And so that way there's a better understanding of what is being received. That is all we would like to share for now. Highest Self, what will be the best way to express to my sister that we are planning on holding her accountable? As this, I feel, in the human aspect, is for her highest and greatest good. But I, of course, would like your guidance. We would state that moving forward, as your part of your mission being here, is to anchor in the unconditional love and grace. And so stepping into this for the vessel sister will allow her to reflect on her actions and how her actions do ripple outward, and how the creation of which she is currently experiencing is one to help understand the divinity that is within her and how she is creating her experience. The vessel has said this many times: beliefs create your thoughts, and your thoughts create your perception of reality. And so there's many beliefs currently being held within the vessel sister that is creating the very experience of limitation and the illusion of separation. And so having this awareness for the vessel to give grace and understanding is where we would like to start this experience for both the vessel and the vessel sister. And so there's nothing wrong holding someone accountable, but having the understanding of grace and unconditional love means that she is going to experience everything she creates for herself. And until she chooses actively to make that difference of Let's remove, shift, reprogram, reassess, whatever labels allow you to understand that once she takes that choice and moves through these experiences and says, I truly 100% no longer want to experience these things, then she will make the choice actively, consistently, to reprogram beliefs that are no longer serving. She is going through a very tough experience, and as the vessel has lived through, and as many of you can comprehend as you've experienced this as well, the illusion of being trapped in a thought pattern that is debilitating, that is no longer serving, that is amplifying the beliefs of limitation, can be extraordinarily painful. And so we state, as many religious aspects have stated, that suffering does have a purpose. It does have a purpose. And its initial intent was to guide you through these experiences so that way you can move through them and release them. It was never intended to be on a perpetual loop of one's own creation. And so as we move forward in the now present moments, what you would claim to be your future in linear format, suffering will be lifted.
This is a reminder. Give gratitude. Is what you're doing helping or hurting future Aaron? This is a reminder. Give gratitude. Is what you're doing helping or hurting future Aaron?
As we were stating, suffering will be lifted from the experience. And what does that mean? For some of you, you will play this loop out until you understand that you are no longer needing to suffer, needing to create these painful experiences. And we understand it is easier said than done, but know that we are here for you in the non-physical. And as you continue these loops, we are sending help in the physical. This vessel has experienced in the past, usually he has to reach out to give the guidance that is needed. As he is experiencing now, others are just proactively reaching out to him through no awareness of his own, the vessel, and thus he is able to help them in whatever fashion they are needed. Now, some of you, that is simply what is having the awareness brought to your attention through someone else. And so you have the light bulb, the switch turn on, so that way it connects. The ego labels this as, oh, I understand. Some of you will receive this and continue your suffering. Again, a creation of your own doing. And then, through experience and through repetition of things you no longer desire, coming into your fruition, coming into your experience, you then decide, no longer do I desire this. I feel I have learned my lesson and choose to make a difference. And thus, we state that each and every one of you are capable, again, of overcoming great opportunities for catalyst of change. Or in the vessel says, in human words, you can overcome any challenge that is presented by you. And so we state, take the time to internally reflect, take time to listen to your thoughts. Some of you have let these loops continue on that you think that that is the truth. And we state it is not. You know this on a soul level, you know this on a human level. And sometimes it is easier to numb yourself with the thoughts that are feeling true than it is to break those patterns and break through them. So take that time to internally reflect, listen to your thoughts, There's many avenues you can do this. Anytime there is a feeling of disconnect of unconditional love, write that thought down. Put it into paper so you can read it and dispel it. Dispel it from your very existence. And this in the physical will happen through repetition. We give the vessel an example. I am not worthy of blank, of X, of whatever comes to mind. And understand the very nature, the expression of which you are, the eternal being. You have come into the physical, which is a difficult yet expansive experience. And so you experience that of which you are not, to then remember all of which that you are. And with that, the worthiness, the lovingness, the all of which you desire, that is for your highest and greatest good, is so. It is so. That is all we would like to share on this topic for now. High Self, how do I bring to light or bring awareness to the things that are causing me self-doubt, or the things that I am not, or the things that have been passed down? How do I bring them to light so I can balance them out and release them? This, we would state, is a great opportunity for each and every one of you, including the vessel. We understand, and the vessel is experiencing this as well, that the things that were passed down, whether it be through ancestral lines, or the things that were never healed from past expressions of all that is, or the very understanding of what has been created in this expression of the vessel, this expression of all that is things that also are deeply rooted beliefs, deeply rooted understandings of that of which you are not. Now, how does one bring this to the surface? Some of you are saying, I'm not even aware of the things that are no longer serving me, or the things that are what I am not. And we would state that this is an opportunity to bring awareness. And awareness can be done incrementally. Many of you, awareness is lifted very quickly, as this vessel's awareness has skyrocketed within the last 4 months, we would say, comparatively to the awareness that this vessel has had through its life up until now. And so we understand that this is a byproduct of us raising energies in the non-physical to help the awarenesses in the physical as a part of the human body. So what we would state to bring this awareness, to bring this non-serving beliefs to light, is understand that when you have these thoughts or have these experiences or these emotional charges, however the belief that is non-serving comes to light, grasp that and ask, where does this stem from? Where does this stem from? Understand, we are using these words completely. Where does this stem from? As you take that understanding, this belief, right? We'll use the example of, I am not worthy. The vessel would then say, where does this stem from? As there is a root that needs to be uplifted. And the vessel would say, through the experience of receiving the absence of love through a father figure, right? We can say this is true to the vessel for this vessel's experience of his life. And so with that, we have the understanding that the vessel has come aware of. It's that it wasn't an absence of love. It was the illusion of blocking the openness to love to others through this father figure, as this father figure was wrapped in the illusion of disconnect. And so he was hurt, and his father was hurt, and his father was hurt before him, and this was passed down from generation to generation to generation and to this vessel. But the vessel came to this experience with a very large mission, multifaceted, right? But as we've stated prior, it was through the understanding of bringing and anchoring in unconditional love and grace. And so this hurt stops with the vessel. He takes great pride and opportunity to be the change bringer and to say, no, the hurt stops with me. And so this opportunity to bring this change, to anchor in unconditional love and grace, will help lift, uproot, bring awareness to these expressions of which you are not. Understand that they do not stem from you, the majority of you. These expressions of which you are not were hardened to you, passed down to you, and though this does not make it any easier, it allows you to give yourself unconditional love and grace and understanding that these programmings are not yours, and so you can release them. And then we would replant this belief, this root, this seed with love and grace, and state that I am worthy. I am the very expression of God, and this entails the worthiness for all. So give grace, give understanding, give love to these experiences. We give a little analogy. The vessel quite often will see the ego and see how it is pressing play on the self-limiting programming. And he goes, ego, I understand. This is what you were taught. But we have the awareness now to know better. And so it is okay. I understand you're playing this loop. And he goes ahead and he picks up the little ego like it's a small child and just says, we are okay. We are safe and we are loved. And I am here to protect you and show you a new way. A new way of being, a new program to write, a new song to sing, a new version of us that we get to expand through and experience with. A new set of lenses, a new set of glasses, a new set of eyes to see the world through, and thus we no longer need to play this old programming. So go ahead, throw the recorder out, throw the tape player out, throw the CD cassette out, throw the MP3, MP4, iPhone, throw that out. We no longer need to hear or play or see the experiences of which we are not. And so we gave an opportunity for each of you to connect with yourself and the ego and understand that you are capable of overcoming all that is set before you. And we thank you all for listening.